Hey everybody, I am going to make a very serious video, so let me cover my ear. This is actually, I think, a big deal. Denise, I told her earlier a little bit about it, but I think it's actually going to be a super big deal as time goes on, because like electric cars are new for everybody, and there's two different designs of battery packs out there, and that's what this video is about. It is specifically concerning about the LG Chem pouch design, which is a prismatic battery. It's like a prism. You know how this goes, right? A prism. You can fit it into different shapes and sizes, and believe it or not, it doesn't have a hard exterior, because like most batteries, Denise, you know, like think of a AA, AAA, C, D. They're a cylinder, right? And they have hard metal, like they don't move, right? You can throw a battery at somebody and really hurt them or throw it through glass or something, right? Because it's not going to give, right? It's solid. The problem with these pouches is they're not solid. The outside is made of aluminum plastic, like a flexible aluminum plastic layer. It lets it fit into different areas. So as an example, like I gave you those regular size batteries. As an example of this is like on your mobile phone, because every mobile phone is different, and you need to get something that's going to fit into this tiny little area, specifically tiny little area inside your phone, like my phone here, and it has to fit, right? So you can see the advantage of a weird shape size prism to fit in a weird area. Now, what happens with the electric cars is that I believe that these pouch batteries by LG Chem and other manufacturers are all defective. I believe they result in vehicle fires that are unplanned, that have nothing to do with charging, just being parked or driving around. Car catches on fire. Now, why? Okay. The reason why is because when you get a buildup of gases inside this battery, and you do, like in any battery, it's going to expand potentially. And actually, this is a known thing. And when it expands, it's going to push into other things, like electronics you have nearby. It might push into other battery cells that you have, and it might get a little tear in that aluminum plastic layer. And what happens if it does? It releases flammable material. And if it's already expanding, it's probably already very hot. So it's not going to take much to catch that on fire. Do you see? You see what I'm saying? Now, if you have the solid, like AA, AAA, D size, and actually the stuff in your computers like that, they're these little cylinders, and actually that's what Tesla uses. They're more like AA's, I think. And they line them up, like thousands of them. They stack them up on a level surface, and they make them like a giant rectangle out of a huge giant rectangle in smaller modules, but it's like basically a huge giant rectangle. You don't have to get around any weird corners and stuff. Why? Because Tesla only uses electric only platforms designed from the ground up. So you can leave like 5 inches of room on the bottom of the floor pan, right? And have nothing there for anything else, because you're not using this platform for any internal combustion engines with exhaust pipes and drive shafts and all these other kind of weird things, right? Yeah. So you get that, right? This is the most important thing to get. That's why Tesla's not going to have this problem. But a lot of other manufacturers are. Now, think back to the news. Chevy Bolt, Chevy Volt, they were all recalled at one point in time. I think they're still recalled. Mustang Mach-E, all recalled. I think there's still like a major bottleneck on that. Hyundai has had some recalls. There was somebody else too. I can't remember the other one. Well, the car we're driving right now, Polestar, similar thing. Now, all these vehicles, as far as I know, they're all built on hybrid platforms that have both ICE engines and also electric EV-only BEV, battery electric vehicle platforms. So they are a compromise. So they have to fill these batteries into these little weird corners and stuff. Like on the Polestar, the floor actually slopes forward. It's higher at the seat and slopes forward. Have you noticed that? And it goes down in the passenger foot. Well, because it's just got this weird stuff, because you need it for the internal combustion version of the Volvo XC40 chassis that's built on. So does this make sense? So the ideal thing is you want to use hard metal batteries. In fact, Tesla's taking, I got my bag here, shopping bag. Tesla's taking it a step further by saying the newer cars that they do are going to have structural battery packs, because these batteries are so strong. They're like little bricks, you know? You can strap them all together and make them part of the actual structure of the car. Now, you cannot do that with a pouch. Think about that, okay? A pouch is like a bag, right? Like this. It's going to move around. It's going to get hot. Now, what I think is going on, why you get vehicle fires that have nothing to do with being connected to the charger, you know, is because think about your car. And actually, I've seen this on my phone too. What if you left your phone on your dashboard of your car and then left on a hot summer day? What would happen? It would get incredibly hot. It would probably shut down. I've seen older batteries on these phones that were used to be like the ones that you could change in and out. Some of the cheap replacement ones would expand. Now I understand, because they were probably the pouch type battery, and they do that when they get really hot. Now, you don't usually leave your phone in the car unattended on the dashboard. That's a very rare circumstance, I would think, right? You usually have your phone on you. But if you are a battery pack inside of an EV, battery electric vehicle car, you have nowhere to go. If you park you on a hot sunny day, what's gonna happen to all those little battery pouches that are in the car? Because it gets hot, right? It gets super hot, like 150 degrees. So what's gonna happen is all the gases are gonna expand. They're gonna push out real hard with their flexible aluminum plastic shell. It's not even a shell, it's a bag. I say it's what it is, right? Like this. And they're gonna get a tear in it somewhere.
What's aluminum plastic?
It's something that is flexible like this, so it can conform to anything, yet it has an aluminum layer in it so that it has a membrane that's not permanent. You can't pass through. So that's why you can put a battery. It's actually, that's the casing for the battery. Instead of like your soup can that most regular cells are, you know, this is like a bag made out of aluminum and plastic. I mean, does that you guys make sense now?
Yeah, it's not very rigid.
So this is why I think, in my opinion, it's only a matter of time. So all these vehicles are recalled. They're all going to be maybe even uninsurable, because it's only a matter of time. I don't even want to drive this Polestar anymore now that I know that has these pouches in it. It's ridiculous. And it's all on the hybrid platforms. Once the automakers who survive make it to only EV platforms, they won't have to do that anymore, and they'll do what Tesla's doing. They'll use the small AA rigid batteries, like a soup can, and they will make it a structural part of the car because it's so incredibly rigid and hard and strong. You know, it resists all the gases expanding.
Aren't they more like a Red Bull can?
Yeah.
And tall and skinny.
But they're actually, Red Bull can, I'd say, is much thinner. Think about a Red Bull can. You can push that aluminum in, but on a battery like a AA, you can't push that metal in. You know, it's so rigid. Yeah. So that's why I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. We're trying to cross the street while I'm recording a video. Let's keep going. We got the right of way somehow, hopefully.
We'll have plenty of documentation.
Yeah, sorry, because we're recording. Thank you for waiting for us. So that's what I think. And I think it's going to be a big deal because, you know, if you watch my channel, please share this and comment, by the way, with your thoughts. But if you've watched my channel for a long time, you know I've complained about Tesla and the drive shaft issues on the Model X, on the front drive shafts, that they can't even come up with a good. And I would have thought early on it would have bankrupted the company. And it would have if the Model 3 hadn't come along fast enough. So, but that's a real issue. So is the rear tire wear on the Model X. But this is beyond any of that. This is such a bigger issue. It's a matter of life and death. That's why. Another one, Jaguar I-Pace has the same thing. It's a hybrid platform, and that's the one that just caught on fire that I saw again in the news. I'm like, what's going on? Like, why are all these certain models catching on fire? And I do a little research, and I see, oh, it all makes sense. They use these ridiculous pouches that expand in the heat, and they just puncture, and next thing you know, you got these flammable things. I saw the video that the neighbor took when that Jaguar I-Pace was on fire. You could hear the giant pops. And then what it was the battery is expanding because of the heat, and then it's boom, like going off like fireworks. That's what they were doing, because that's what it has a tendency to do. People complain that Tesla's slow burn, it sits there and slowing, but not on these pouches. It's like a bunch of, yeah, well, like I say,
I used to like the whole pack.
Yeah, they're like that, or like if you stuck them inside of a balloon or something, you know, and at some point, when the balloon pops, I don't know, it's gonna be enough energy to light them all off, you know? That's because that's what these battery packs are like. It's like a balloon, I guess. It's a stronger balloon, but not that much stronger. And what about an accident? I mean, I know you hear about cars catching on fire in an accident. I would think the rate of battery fires with these pouch battery packs are gonna be significantly higher when there's an impact involved as well. Because they're gonna form to the inside. If there's any kind of imperfection or anything like a screw sticking out, it's gonna puncture that battery bag or whatever, and it's gonna light up and explode. It's not good. So this is my 10-minute diatribe here in 2022, August 1st, right? Yep. This is it. I'm predicting doom for anybody that uses those. They are defective from the start. They're an engineering disaster. They're just a defective piece of engineering, I say. There's no way to make those things better. I don't see how. I don't see how they can make them. Oh, and the other reason why they're doing it, because it's probably less money for the cells. So the car company makes more money, and they're lighter. So they don't have to try to engineer the car really well in other areas. They make up for the extra weight by using these bags instead of solid, instead of solid metal, they're using a bag. If that makes sense. Any final thoughts?
No.
For people that are gonna be killed. There's gonna be people that are gonna be killed, I'm telling you. As cars, their car's just gonna catch on fire out of nowhere.
I'm sure there have already been Polestar accidents. Why don't you research and see if there have been any fires involving that accident?
Yeah, well, there's not enough of them out there yet. And I'm sure the Polestar, yes, but I'm just talking about any battery electric that uses the bag, the LG Chem, what's it called? I can't even remember the name of it now anymore. I'm calling it a bag. Pouch. They call it a pouch.
And you're showing everyone a reusable shopping
Yeah,
bag.
well, they call it a pouch. It's basically a glorified reusable shopping bag. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a pouch. And all your battery chemistry is inside of there, all the flammable material. So this is not just a Polestar thing. I'm just saying I'm driving one now, but I'm saying I'm very concerned about all the deaths that are going to occur just because out of nowhere, as these things age, they're just going to start going up. I'm telling you, that's what I think is going to happen. I really do. So,
We shall see.
yeah, we shall see. Any final words on this?
Nope.
All right, well, be sure to like the video if you got any value out of it. Any ideas, please comment below, share with people. Get the word out, because this is going to be a nightmare for a lot of people out there. It's going to be bad.